Listen. Check this out, man. Listen. Should the Pelicans take a swing at James Harden? Should they pry him away from Philly, man? In the building with me, I got Justin Jermaine Napoli. I got my guy. You
Oh,
like that? I'm on the fly with it, man. I got the media man himself. I got the media man himself in the building. Before we
Uh,
get into that, let's get a word from my idol.
well, infinity,
Forever.
huh?
Ain't no ending with this here. When the party over, we should be about 60 years old,
Right.
with about 100 million drunk, and chilling with our children, man.
Hey, but tell
See, the most important part of that whole thing is like people see, what I'm saying, they hit a drunk, but they don't hit a chilling with your children part. So make
mm,
sure if you out there getting drunk, you at least making time to chill with your children,
yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? Listen, this podcast is sponsored by Birdsall Law Firm, the official injury lawyers of Booth Media, located at 918 Porter Street by the Superdome. Give them a call, 504-523-5413. If you or someone you know has been involved in an accident, be sure to mention we sent you. I should have called them on UNO last week, and I'm still
Yeah.
thinking about doing it because I should not be in pain like this. This is crazy. Guys, what's happening?
What's
Thanks for
poppin'?
having me on. What's going
Yeah,
on?
you know
It's
what I'm
all good,
saying?
man. It's all good, man. I'm happy to be here with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I see some talk on the timeline, man.
Mm.
See some talk on see the tweets, a lot of tweeting, a lot of words expressed in characters about James Harden. I see it's kind of like I want to say like a 60-40 split of man, the Pels should probably like, you know, see what they could get for James, see what they, see how James would fit on this team, et cetera, et cetera. I just like to talk about that and just kind of like I guess the narratives I'm seeing as far as like who should be moved for James. I'm seeing a lot of include CJ in the trade, put Train, I mean, excuse me, not trade, put Herb in there, put the picks in there. First of all, before we even get into James' stats, how do you feel about James on this team in as a whole?
Go ahead.
I know
Speak out.
Jermaine got some feelings because Jermaine was like, I feel a certain way about James Harden. I need to talk about it.
Okay, I like the player James Harden. He's I saw a tweet today saying James Harden a Hall of Famer. Yeah, like he's absolutely 100% a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. He changed the game. He literally changed the game, the way it's played, the way it's reffed. He's an incredible talent. What he did, that 2-man game with him and Joel Embiid was the best, I think, 2-man game in the league last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that is a stat. Could you imagine what he'd do with Zion Williamson? It'd be unbelievable with whoever spacing, CJ and Brandon spacing. Now, would you have to give up CJ? I don't know. The trade depends.
With the
I
salary,
still,
I would say so.
yeah, with probably salary, CJ's gone. So whatever. You get. Do I keep Trey Murphy in the trade?
I would say I mean, of course, you're gonna have to include draft picks and
That's fine.
other
Yeah.
angles, but
Here's the thing. He's a really good player. I still
Yeah.
would not do it. I don't like his style of play late in games, especially if I have Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram on my team. I probably want the ball in their hands. I know James is a good scorer. I don't know if does he make you better is I guess the main question. Because I don't think he makes you better.
does he make you worse, or does he keep you the same?
Well, I worry. I mean, his attitude I worry about. I mean, everywhere he goes, he asks out. I mean, I it's just a fact. Like I don't know if he fits with the team. I just don't think you get that much better. And you give up either a Herb or maybe listen, I think CJ McCollum's the perfect third. We just talked about it. I think he's the perfect third option on this team. James would not be a third option.
What you think, brother Five?
Now, listen, this is very, very interesting, right? It's all very, very, very interesting because I recall CJ McCollum, right, when he was leaving Portland, right? And I believe one of the options for him or him wanting to go was Philly. As you know, his former college is an hour away. His wife is practically from Philly or an hour away. He was having a child. That would have been the perfect opportunity for him to return to that area where he's known, right? And I find it very ironic that CJ McCollum made 11 threes and broke a Pelicans record versus who? the Philadelphia
Really?
76ers.
Really? Yeah.
So it was almost like a fuck you to the organization, a la Doc Rivers, a la Daryl Morey. Like, no, you should have went after me. Now, I don't know that to be true, but that's my assumption. Do I think James is a good fit? James Harden is one of the top 50 basketball players ever.
Yes.
I saw him in Houston on his MVP run. I've never seen anything like that. I saw a 50-point triple-double. Like that, when you see it, it's almost like it's fake.
Yeah.
And it was jumpers. It wasn't just getting to the free throw line. No, it was jumpers. It's threes. It's dribble. Like, bro, I don't care how much you think, like, just having the green light. You can have the green light all you want. I know people that can't score 50 points in an open gym by themselves.
That's exactly. Yes.
So, like, it's ridiculous to think, like, oh, well, he's just going to, manipulate the game. Yeah, go ahead. Try to manipulate the game. Just like they said Russ was manipulating triple doubles. Like, go ahead. Try to get a triple double. Go and do it. So maybe we wouldn't care about it that much. But you can't. Like, these are real things. To really answer your question, I don't think the Pelicans should.
Mm-hmm.
But James Harden is a really good basketball player. It'd be very interesting about the dynamics between, a la CJ McCollum. Would you want to go to Philly? I'm pretty sure there's still some ties there. If you're really Philly, their hands are tied. I don't know if you have to give up plus like maybe some draft picks, but I'm not giving up another player. Like,
Yeah.
James wants to leave. Like,
Right.
the leverage is gone.
The leverage
you're not giving up Herbert. Like, I'm not giving up Herbert.
I'm not
or
giving up
Trey in that.
shit else. Like, I'm just trying to make the salary match. Like, that's it. And once that's done, like that, I'm not taking the young guys. But I don't know.
Can I ask y'all a question? What if you reversed it and went after Joel Embiid?
Now that still interesting. But,
so you're giving up Zion most likely. And you go after Joel Embiid, you keep CJ.
B.I.
CJ,
Joel, Trey,
and Herb.
Although
I don't know. I wouldn't be mad at it. I ain't gonna lie.
So Jonas and Zion shipped out. Embiid
in New Orleans. How many? You gotta look at how many years he has left. But he's probably gonna do the same thing. He's got a lot.
I think he's got a lot. Let me look that up.
But is he gonna do the same thing? And this is the same guy that game 1 of last year was, or no, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, they said that this fan base is so and so. Like, okay,
no one. Yeah, I remember you said that.
So I don't know. I gotta pump the brakes on that one. I don't know. I'm more about, you've already been through like a tumultuous time. Let's see what this upswing is. You already like doubled down on it. There's no need to play those games. Although Joel Embiid is an incredible talent, if we had a more stable foundation, then I'd be more interested in it. The fact that we don't, then no.
Let me say that. Go ahead, Justin.
He's got 3 years left on his contract. 47, 49, 53 million.
That don't matter. James probably got years left on his contract. He's asking out, so
yeah, it don't matter.
I just wanted to speak on what Five just said real quick. So that 60-point triple-double, the 60-point triple-double for James, he had 30 attempts, scored 60.
That's unheard of, bro.
He had 19, he made 5 threes, he had 10 rebounds, 11 assists, 4 steals. Like, it was probably one of the most incredible real-time performances I've ever seen. I think James Harden is probably the 4th greatest shooting guard of all time in NBA history.
Well, I have to ask your other 3.
I mean, you got to go Mike. You got to go Kobe. You got to go D Wade.
I got to go D Wade.
I mean, that's just, do I have to go? That was my 3rd.
I mean, so hold on. All right, well, hold on. We have a conversation here. So y'all think Harden better than D Wade?
Fucking right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade's a Hall of Famer. He's a great player.
Yeah.
Offensively,
about who's-
offensively, yeah. Offensively, James is better. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like, if you asking me who's a better
Dude.
winner,
Dwayne.
that's what you're asking me. Okay, of course,
Yeah.
D-Wade. Like, he's got more clutch.
How many
Yes.
people? Literally, how many players could you name off the top of your head that changed the game in the way it's called?
Well, not many,
Not
but
many.
but I
But
just
Jared,
think the skill.
he did that at a literally an elite level. I mean, you're talking, and he was averaging like 15, 16 free throw attempts a game. It was ridiculous.
Bump, listen, bump the free throws. Okay,
That
how the
leads to your
refs.
50 points right there.
Nah, fuck all that. I saw the skill. I
yeah.
saw the.
Oh,
Bop,
yeah.
bop, bop. Bro, that's super tiring, and he played every night.
Yeah, he didn't
And the
take
step
no
back.
days
I
off.
mean, he really
Yes.
had that step back. Like that's his move, right?
Which is why, like when Luca, I know we branched it off in different subsects of the conversation, but like when Luca does these things and gets these triple doubles and hits these step backs, I'm like, yo, James been doing that shit for 12 years now. Like this is not a new thing. But anyway, I just wanted to say this about James. James, he's averaged 24-7 and 5 in 1,000 regular season games. He's got 10 All-Star bids. He's won 6-man and he's won the MVP. And just going back to something Justin said about the 2-man game with him and Joel Embiid, while he averaged 21 last year, he still averaged 10.7 assists. So while what you lose in CJ as far as like locker room, I guess, due to James's attitude, right? You add not only
a point guard.
Would you say James is a better shooter than CJ as far as
Not now.
I don't know stats, but
Not now.
I don't think so. No. I'm
all right.
CJ.
Well, you get a better facilitator in James.
For sure.
Right? For sure. You get a better facilitator in James, but in James, you also get a guy who has trouble breaking people down off the dribble at this point in his career. He's not blowing by anybody. You could tell the effect that the hamstrings had on him, those injuries. But just basically what I read from you, those stats, 21 and 10.7, right? Like you telling me you saying no to that?
I have a 5. Do you think this could be crazy? This could be a really crazy question. If CJ embraced the point guard role, the third option on the team, he could average double digits in assists. If he embraced it, yes, and was like, I'm the point guard of the team.
Yeah.
Do you think he could average double digits in assists?
Easily, he should.
And do you think he could average 20 points a game?
Yes.
And shoot 47% from deep?
Yes, because it's all gonna be there. Like if you're CJ McCollum on this team, like he should average 10. Like averaging 10 assists should be a cakewalk. Should be.
He was 5.7 last year.
And
that was a career high, right?
Yes. I don't think he can average 10.
You don't think? Well, I'm saying if he as Justin said, embracing the point guard role, like he should.
I don't think, but see, I think that's just the difference in their games. I don't think James necessarily embraced it. I think James is just a natural passer, but he's also a natural, like it's just a marriage in his game. You know what I'm saying?
Also, he got Embiid to an MVP. Like if James doesn't take a step back, like Joel's not getting that MVP. Like he's not. Although his numbers were, a little bit better than they were previous, I'm not saying like the skill level isn't there for Joel, but like James attributes to that. He took pride in helping Embiid get there. Now, that's why I've always found it crazy that he wanted to leave. It really like him and Daryl must really don't see eye to eye at this point. But I'm not saying that I'm just going to say no to, I think to answer Lito's question. I'm not saying no, like I don't want James Harden on the team. I just don't see it being like this great benefit, right? Like, are we? Yeah. It's getting James Harden is not putting you in the NBA Finals. It's not.
Right. You just don't get better. Like, I'm not going to give up a promising player like a la Herb Jones or Trey Murphy or even picks I mean, I just don't care about the picks. If I care about the players, like I'm not going to do that for James Harden for what 2 years? You think he stays here for literally 2 years?
You know,
I'm not. Hey, I'm just asking if you think this is a role or this is a swing you think the Pelicans should take.
No, I
not even a bunt.
Let me ask you this. All right, hold on. Let's talk
I
playoffs.
look at Embiid to be honest with you, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let's talk playoff. If Embiid is available, I don't know. Listen, as a person who talks about this team, I don't care what the move is. I just want the team to get better. So if that's an option, like go with your options. Who do you think is the better playoff performer, CJ or James?
CJ, like
Ah.
James.
CJ's been to one Western Conference final.
Hey,
James
man.
been to what, 3? In one final?
As the leader of the team, too.
Look, I mean, look,
Uh,
6 man OKC. It wasn't like he was like a
No.
he was
I'm
a
just
good
saying.
player
I'm
there.
saying. I was strictly talking Houston, but yeah, okay.
Well, obviously he's like, what? So he went to with Houston. He went there twice. The Western Conference Finals, lost both to Golden State, correct?
Yeah.
Then OKC lost to Miami in the finals.
yeah, where he didn't
And-
show up. All of these
Right.
losses are him
Right.
not showing up.
But at least he's gotten there. CJ's
Congrats.
done it one time in the bubble.
That's like James. Listen.
What do we got playoff appearances, Lito? What are the playoff appearances? Like, I mean, it's
All right.
simple.
So
Playoff appearances is stats.
CJ 63 playoff games played. He averaged 20 points a game, 3 assists, and he shot 37% from 3. Let's see if I can find James's numbers.
James got to be.
James has 160 played playoff games. He's averaged 22 points a game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and he shot 33% from 3.
Oof.
In context, surround this with context. He's been on better teams. CJ had been in the same place for 8 years. James, he's literally played with Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, then
They were
double back.
babies.
Yeah, like come on, like he's been on better teams. Like he, of course, like he's the better player, but like there's been instances, and I love James, like huge James Harden fan. But I know when there was a game 7 where he had a NBA record 13 turnovers.
Yeah. That was it was hard to fight on James's behalf after that performance.
He's had some bad ones. He had a bad one last year with Philly. Game 7, he was bad. He was bad against Celtics. I'll give you that. But the question is, who's the better playoff player? It's still James.
Hey, that 2018, 2019 playoff season for him though, James 31.6, 35 from 3.
Is that when they blew a 3-1 lead? Or they
Yep. That's when they missed like 30
would they
straight
go
threes.
from 3-point? Yeah,
It's like 0 for 30 or something like that.
Nah, like
0 for 29.
Hey, let me ask you this. If we all shot 33s in an NBA game, you think we missed 30 in a row?
Nah.
Like you think we get one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Trevor Ariza was like 0 for 12. Like it was crazy. But he was guarding. He was guarding somebody. So,
Hey, listen, the other side of this is like I guess the other aspect of it is like, you talked about, I think it was 5. You said he got Joel as MVP. Fuck, he had Clint Capella looking like an all-star. He had
got him $100 million.
Bro,
at a time where it wasn't even like you gave Uber.
Who is Clint Capella at that time? Like, who is Clint? Like, listen, man, James is a guy. He's an interesting case in me because he has the title I want to say is like a ball hog because of how he plays.
Yeah.
I never want to be his teammate, honestly. Like the way he plays, he dribbles the clock out. But somehow the motherfucker still he's averaging, I think the year before last, he had 12 assists a game or 14 assists a game or something like that.
He's a Hall of Famer, man. He's one of the best basketball players to ever play the game.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that question going, is James Harden a Hall of Famer?
Who asked that question?
I don't know. I saw it on Twitter. I was like, it was like one of those like I can't even like read this. Like that's a crazy thing to say.
I mean, if T-Mac's a Hall of Famer, James got to be one, right, Justin?
Why do you always bring this dude up, bro? Like it's funny that you always like you say you love T-Mac, but yet you dog him every chance you get.
I don't think he should be a Hall of Famer, man. I just don't think he should be. I think the Hall of Fame needs to be revamped. They need to have a Hall of Good.
Oh my gosh.
they need to have
like gold jackets.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like these were the good players. Like you know what I'm saying? And these were the elite players over here.
I don't want to hear any more T-Mac shit. Like that's crazy. Like, every show you do this. It's crazy.
Sorry, man. I guess what I'm asking in closing, if there's a ability where you can get James Harden and the 1-for-1 is just CJ. It's just CJ. Because that's what the timeline is asking. The timeline is saying they would do this in a heartbeat. I just come to you guys as the basketball experts. A 1-for-1. Not even no picks, no nothing.
I ask you this, like, do you get better?
And you don't.
We still haven't seen CJ play with Brandon and Zion. I just don't think you get better. Like I know, I just don't think you get better.
Justin,
really don't.
1-for-1, Joel Embiid, Zion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not even another question.
Even with Joel's injury history, also. Because this thing about Joel gonna play the regular season. He gonna play well, and then the fucking playoffs gonna come. He gonna tear his meniscus every time.
That's fair. At least he's there to play in the playoffs. I mean, look, I like Zion. I want him to succeed here, but I mean, we're talking about a proven all NBA player, one of the best, top 10 player consistently for the last, Lito, 5-6 years, just got an MVP. And like, talk about his playoff history. Like he had a brutal, like bad luck stroke against the Raptors, right? Where Kawhi hits that incredible shot. There's no question. If the Philly wins that game, they might go on and get to the finals there. Then they had the Ben Simmons thing. Then they once again against Boston, fall flat in their face. Joel gets hurt. Like they just can't seem to catch a break. They're always there. They just can't catch a break.
You know who can't catch a break?
What?
You know who really can't catch a break?
Who?
The Pelicans.
But five. I feel like when Zion does get hurt, sometimes he doesn't necessarily take the correct steps to get back to where he needs to be.
Man, Joel Embiid was out for like 3 years straight.
Bro, we're talking like 6 years ago, 7 years ago. You've seen it consistent, and then Zion could do it. You're absolutely right. I know you're throwing up that, but Joel's done it. I don't know about Zion.
Joel's done it in Philly. You think Joel is going to take that same energy when he's not around the certain type of aura that Philly has? You think he's going to be able to just?
That's a good question. Five. Let me ask you this: do you feel like culture is a thing that here that needs to be, I guess, found? Like, how do you find a culture? How do you set a culture up? How do you set culture up in a way where, like that thing you just said about Philly? Because I mean, like, I feel like the people in this region got the same attitude.
Oh, we do. People care about sport here in a way that's unlike any other place. You can say that they do over there, but like they've seen a consistent product of basketball over their time, right? A consistent concerted effort put forth into the team. Like, hey, we want to win. This is what we want to do. And you just haven't seen that from this organization yet over a certain period of time. Like you see it for a couple years and then it diminishes, right? Like we want to see a conservative culture win, and you will see that. Just like think about this. The Saints, all right? The history of the Saints is 60 plus years. Right? I think I'm correct in that.
Yeah.
Right? No. 40 years.
No, you're in the 50s. They're definitely the 50s.
All right, that's okay. Sub 60, right? There were a time where people were wearing bags to the game because the team sucked so much, right? And you look at them now, but even before they won the Super Bowl, they were selling out games, like selling out seasons.
54
56.
or
Huh?
56. Sorry, 56.
56. All right. So think about this. They were selling out season tickets post Contrita. Like,
Mhm.
I think it might be a record now, somewhat. What has it been, like 15 something years now since Contrita? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
18 years, like 18 years of pure selling out because they have a culture set up. Like, the Saints were like 8-8 for dang near 3 years straight, but the tickets didn't deplete because there was a culture set here because there was a concerted, consistent effort for a winning team. Whether they won or not didn't necessarily dictate the ticket sales. The effort was there.
Mhm.
They have yet to see that migrate over across the walkway to the Pelicans organization. That's the issue.
Whose fault is that?
Mm.
I think I want to say it, Justin. I really do, but I want to get paid to say it. Not necessarily you, but I want to get paid to say it.
Respect. Justin, what if I told you this? Since we talking about Joel, against Joel Embiid, it's only been 3 games, but Zion has averaged 33 points, 8.7 rebounds, 5 assists in 3 games against Joel Embiid. You still want to trade him for Joel Embiid?
I'm not doing it.
So what's funny about that, the last game he played, one guy finished the game and one guy didn't finish the game, and the guy that did finish the game won the game. So that's great. But Joel Embiid won that game. What's Zion's record against Joel Embiid?
I think he had 0-3. No.
He's gotta be
It's
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Listen, I like
5,
Zion. I like Zion. I mean, guys, are we really talking about not trading for an MVP player, a proven MVP player?
5, what you say?
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Nah. Zion, if you watch this, I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not trading Zion for Joel Embiid. I just don't think the effort in which Joel Embiid plays with is going to translate to a new situation where the foundation isn't set and people aren't, Paul's dick riding him, to infinity. Like, nobody's gonna do that here. All right, bro, you suck. We gonna tell you suck, and we're gonna move on. Like,
yeah, I'm with you. Hey, Justin, I'm gonna say this about it. Like, I get you about Zion's injury history, but the one thing that I will say about Zion in regards to Joel, Zion plays to his strengths. So many times Joel will have a smaller player, and he does not take advantage of a mismatch, and he'd rather just shoot jumpers over him, which I understand because it's easier and it's less impact on the lower body. I totally get it because I do it myself. But if you're the MVP of the league, like that series they had against the Hawks a couple years ago, right?
Yep.
Like that ain't supposed to be a thing. You're not supposed to let the littlest man on the court dictate the game, and you crazy pause.
I was about to say you just dropped a triple dick.
That's even crazier. That's
even crazier. Dog.
You said dick.
You gonna just keep saying it, huh? All right.
Sorry, my bad.
You can't let Trey dictate the game. You know what I'm saying? Is like what I'm trying to say. Like you cannot let that happen. Joel has had some very for instance, we put the blame on Ben Simmons and about them losing the series, but like Joel, you was there. You was complicit in that shit too.
I mean, averaging 24, 11, and 3 and 53 playoff career.
Got to average. He's supposed. Oh, I thought you were talking about that series.
No, just in 53 playoff games.
Listen, Shaquille O'Neal said, as a great player or the best player on your team, if you put up 22 or 23 points a game in the regular season, you gotta add 3 or 4 points to that in the playoffs.
And Joel's not doing that, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's an interesting debate. I mean, I'm still probably going to do it, maybe because I just don't trust Zion just yet. Now, if Zion comes back and has a great year, I'll probably revisit this. But right now, I personally think that Joel Embiid makes his team better. Is that crazy to say?
Nah. I mean,
Like to say an
it's the MVP. It's
MVP,
the
it
MVP
really
of the
depends
league.
on
It ain't
Curry. I mean,
crazy.
he's the MVP of the league.
Yeah,
It ain't crazy.
It is. Is he going to be the MVP of the league here?
Can Zion be the MVP here? Who would have the better?
I'm not. That's not what That's not what I asked you. Don't answer the question. Is he going to be an MVP here? Because that's what you want, right? You want that version of Joel Embiid here. Is he going to do that here? Probably not.
Why?
Because he does. There's a level of infrastructure in Philadelphia that he does not have here.
I mean, Jarrett, they were tanking games for a good 4 years, and he was part of that.
Yeah,
Then he got healthy.
Yeah, and that's still that organization drafted.
I know. Listen, it's the Sixers. I get it.
Hey, listen, I'm just saying. Look at what they did to Maxey. Look at. Although I didn't think they should have given Tobias Harris $100 million, but
Ben Simmons is an all-star, multiple years there.
Ben Simmons into an all-star. Like patiently improved players while going through growing pains. Like understood what their plan was, and really dove into it. Right, they had to go through Jahlil Okafor. They had to go through Nerlens Noel. Like they did it. They were like, nah, we're gonna really lean into it. And I'm cool with that. As long as you know the plan. Here it seems like the plan just continues to change. And for Joel Embiid, are you gonna be okay with that? Are you gonna just tell the media? Are you gonna cry about it? And no, like
listen, and five, that's a fair point. I mean, if you're talking about organizations, obviously Philadelphia is the better one. I mean, but why would you get traded here and not give effort? I don't know.
Shout out to Sam. Shout out to Sam Hinkie, man. Before we get out of here, I can tell you a good cultural organization.
With the NFL season right around the corner, nonstop football action is in sight. You can get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and score $200 in bonus bets instantly. Nobody's missing out on the action this season. All DraftKings customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every game day this September. Life's more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app before kickoff. Use code BOOT to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you just bet $5 on any NFL bet. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code BOOT. The crown is yours.
Believe that. In closing, y'all got anything more you want to add to this, whether it be James to New Orleans or James versus CJ or Zion versus Embiid, was just kind of transformed into, which, I mean, I still feel like it was good basketball talk.
It's James Harden not coming here, ain't enough good strip clubs for him to attend.
That's true. We have possibly the worst strip clubs in America here. Like, hands down. Per capita? We
got some work here. You know what I'm saying? We got some real work here, and
they just don't necessarily like dance in the places. Like, you gotta know.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. What you got, Jermaine? How you followed up? How you followed up?
I don't know how you followed up. I got so many questions for five, and I don't think we got enough time. But I don't want to. We're good.
Per capita.
That's crazy.
I guess New Orleans, just get better strip clubs. Peace and blessings, and we out.